Assalamu alaikum, boys.
Welcome,
I'm
Samson.
sure, I'm sure you are looking and learning your lessons, looking at your lessons, and of course, you are learning them. We,
Yes, sir.
yes, thank you. We have covered so far two lessons, and today we are going to start third lesson, which is in fact third short story, Dark They Were and Golden Eyed. One of your quizzes is so far pending. Today or tomorrow, I'll upload it, and there will be one day's deadline. You will be able to do it. And this quiz I will prepare from your second chapter, Clearing in the Sky. One more thing I'd like to share with you before I go ahead with my lesson. That is that I have designed your attendance, which you need to take through your Google Classroom. So you will go to your classwork, and over there, this it is in the form of a quiz, and it has only one question: Are you present? So you will answer it yes, and then submit it. I would like you are 13. I would like each one of you to go quickly to your classwork and mark your attendance. It will hardly take 30 seconds. And come back, and after 30 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds, I'll start my lesson. I'm sure you have done it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, make sure you do it before the end time of the class, because after the class there will be no time for it, and even if you mark it, it will not be counted. Let's go to the lesson quickly now and begin with our new lesson, lesson number 3, Dark they Were and Golden Eyed, Ray Bradbury. First of all, I'd like to give a brief introduction to Ray Bradbury. Ray Bradbury was an American writer who was born on August 22nd, 1920, in Illinois, USA. This writer worked in fantasy, science fiction, horror, and mystery fiction. This story, named Dark They Were and Golden Eyed, was first published in Thrilling Wonder series, oh, in Thrilling Wonder Stories in August 1949. I repeat, the name the name of magazine was Thrilling Wonder Stories, and the year August 1949. So that is the brief introduction to the writer. Now, what exactly the background in the story is? According to Ray Bradbury, there is a war going on uh, in which US has taken part, and it is he's writing in near future. And what exactly they have done? They have built in New York a space, a kind of station from where they can send people to Mars. And the characters whom I will soon introduce to you in the story, they are the ones who have been sent to Mars, and they are the first human beings over there. They have come to Mars to set their colony or to establish their colony over there. So we can call them colonists, which are uh, based on
Yeah.
they are
So
US citizen.
really fun. All right, a square mask here out of 5 effect. This one is not going to be blended with screen. We're going to actually create a prism effect by looking for the replicate effect in the stylized folder. So let's click and drag that. We can do this directly on the clip this time. And what this does is it creates replications. So by default, it's set to 2 counts. You can make it 3 count, 4 count, 5 count. This is a cool, interesting effect on its own. But if we keep it at 2 count,
Muhammad Zafar Islam.
blending things with masks. So a mask.
Okay, fine. Now here, always remember your mics. In fact, take care of the mics. And second thing is, when teacher is teaching something, you should pay more attention. I appreciate your personal freedom that you can do the things you want, but actually, sometimes what you want that hardly makes any sense. Well, so they are the colonists who have come to Mars to settle down themselves over there. Let's continue with the story. The rocket metal cooled in the meadow winds. Its lid is its opening, the place, the cock. It's a kind of door. Its lid gave a bulging pop. Bulging pop means a sharp, explosive sound, या तेज आवाज. From its interior, clock interior is something like its round shape. Interior, the inner side, stepped a man, a woman, and 3 children. The other passengers whirled away. World away moved quickly, तेजी से चले जाना. Across the Martian meadow. Martian from Mars, a thing that belongs to Mars, that is Martian. It is adjective. Leaving the man alone among his family. So in the first paragraph, we see that a man with his spouse and along three children comes out of a rocket, okay, and rest of the passengers they quickly leave the place and he is left over there on the scene. The man felt his hair flutter, move rapidly, तेजी से हरकत करना, and the tissues of his body draw tight, or and tissues you understand, tissue of the body is that the little parts of the body with which body is made up of. Draw tight draw tight indicates that he was not comfortable with the environment, therefore he was feeling stiffness in his body, as if he were standing at the center of a vacuum, a place or a space where there is no air. His wife before him seemed almost to whirl away in smoke. Whirl away means to move and to disappear. The children's small seeds might at any time. Small seeds here means नन्हे पौधे या नन्हे बीज, might at any instant time be sown. Sown means planted to all the Martian climes. Martian again from Mars and climes climate. So here the writer is of the view that the first male over there, the head of family, he is quite uncomfortable, and as far as children are concerned, they are more adaptable, and even if they stay at Mars, they may not feel a lot of problems over there. But for a grown up person, there are always adaptability problems. The children looked up at him as people look to the sun to tell what time of their life it is. His face was cold. "What's wrong?" asked his wife. "Let's get back on the rocket, go back to the earth." He's so discomforted over there that he wants to leave the place and wants to go back to New York. Yes, listen. The wind blew as if to flake away their identities. To flake away, to lose one's identity, to take away one's identity, किसी की शनाख्त को उड़ा ले जाना. At any moment, the Martian air might draw his soul from him. And here again, he thought that his soul, his identity, can be lost here anytime. As marrow comes from a white bone, marrow is the inner part of the bone, which we call Buddha. He felt submerged in a chemical. Submerged means when you are drowned almost in a chemical. He was feeling as if he was breathing in chemicals that could dissolve his intellect and burn away his past. Intellect means his thinking, his power to make decisions and critical thinking. And burn away his past means that he would completely forget whatever he remembered. They looked at the Martian hills that time had worn. Time had worn means that the hills were worn because of the time. With a crushing pressure of years. Crushing pressure is lot of pressure. They saw the old cities lost in their meadows. Meadows mean green land where there is plantation, lying like children's delicate bones among the blowing lakes of grass. Chinap Harry, Chinap Harry means be happy, Harry, said his wife. It's too late. We have come over 60 million miles. This is one way. Wife is comparatively less less worried, but the most worried person perhaps on Mars is Harry. Harry is the first character we have learned so far.
Sir,
The children with their yellow hair
sir,
hollered. Hollered means yell, chihna, chillana, at the deep dome of Martian sky. And what exactly the children did? They yelled, वो चीखते थे, in order to get back their echo. There was no answer but the racing hiss of wind through the stiff grass, stiff which is hard, hiss, sarsarahat. He picked up the luggage in his cold hands. Here we go, he said, a man standing on the edge of a sea, ready to wade in and be drowned. Wade is when you walk through water. पानी के अंदर से चलना इसको wade कहते हैं. And be drowned. And for Harry, it was like entering Mars was something like entering an ocean and walking through it. They walked into town. Their names were Bittering, Harry and his wife Cora, Dan, Laura, and David. Laura is his daughter. Dan and David are his sons. Cora is Harry Bittering's wife, and Harry Bittering is the person about whom we have been learning so far. They built a small white cottage and ate good breakfasts there, but the fear was never gone. It lay with Mr. Bittering and Mrs. Bittering. We are talking about Harry Bittering and Cora Bittering. A third unbidden, unbidden, bin bulaya, partner, hissadar, ye shakhs. Unbidden, not invited. A person who is not invited but over there is present over there. Unbidden partner at every midnight talk, at every dawn awakening. So here in this line, fear has been personified and fear has been given the name of an uninvited partner who was the topic of their discussion or who reflected in their talk whenever they talked at all, and whenever they woke up in the morning, they always had fears. I feel like a salt crystal. Crystal appease, salt, you understand, namak ka tukda. He said, in a mountain stream, here it is simile. Salt crystal is a simile. Why? Because he feels like a salt crystal. He said, in a mountain stream being washed away. He says that my presence in Mars is something like a piece of salt crystal which falls in a flowing stream of water where it is continuously being washed away. Why? Because when water touches the surface of salts, it dissolves some part of it and gradually it will be completely dissolved. We don't belong here. We are Earth people. This is Mars. It was meant for the Martians. For heaven's sake, Cora, let's buy tickets for home. Okay, he's discomfort. He's feeling so much discomfort. And let me just check one thing before we go ahead. I have pronounced it Martian. I just want to see it. Yes, Martian. Let's go back to the Earth. Cora, let's buy tickets for home. Now, let's continue from the next page. We are supposed to read almost 2 pages, but she only shook her head. One day the atom bomb will fix the Earth, then we'll be safe here. Okay, which means that atomic war can lead to any kind of drastic or bad circumstances on Earth, but people on Mars will be safe. Safe and insane. Insane, जो कि पागल हो जाए. Insane, the person who loses his sanity. Sanity is a kind of your understanding, your sense, your sensibility. Okay, and insane, a person who cannot understand a situation or cannot deal with the situation at all because of his uh, mental, what you call it, that he is not mentally ready for it or he is not capable to handle it. Nonsense. Mr. Bittering looked out of the window. We are clean, decent people. He looked at his children. All dead cities have some kind of ghosts in them. Memories, I mean. He stared at the hills. You see a staircase and you wonder what Martians look like climbing it. You see Martian paintings and you wonder what the painter was like. You make a little ghost in your mind a memory. It's quite natural. Imagination. He stopped. You haven't been prowling up in those ruins, have you? Prowling means roaming. He talks to his boys and says that I'm sure that you have not been. Prowling means roaming around in those ruins. Ruin is a place which is completely destroyed and there used to live some people before some time. No, Papa, David at his looked at his shoes here indicates that they had been over there, but he doesn't want to face now his father, or doesn't want to face the truth. See that you stay away from them past the jam. Past the jam, they are taking their breakfast, and at the same time, he's talking to his sons. Just the same, said little David, I bet something happens. Something happened that afternoon. Laura stumbled through the settlement, crying. Stumble means that she was almost uh, about to fall. She dashed blindly onto the porch, porch veranda. Mother, father, the war, earth. She sobbed. Sob means she cried. रोने लगी, हिचकियां लेके रोने लगी. A radio flash just came. Atom bombs hit New York. All the space rockets have blown up. That's a bad news. No more rockets to Mars. Ever. Oh, Harry, the mother held on to her husband and daughter. Are you sure, Laura? Asked the father quietly. Laura wept. We are stranded on Mars forever and ever. Stranded means that stranded is when you have no way out. जब आप कहीं फंस जाते हैं तो you are stranded. For a long time there was only the sound of the wind in the late afternoon. Alone thought betraying. Only 1,000 of us here. No way back. It means that colonists from the US who came to Mars, they were 1,000 and they were living over there. And their connection, their transport from New York to Mars, that was at least for some time discontinued because of atomic war. The space station where rockets would stand and were fired, that place was blown. Alone, thought bittering, only 1,000 of us here. No way back, no way, no way. No way, no is used three times in order to show hopelessness. Sweat poured out from his face and his hands and his body. He was drenched in the hotness of his fear. Drench होता है शराबूर हो जाना और he was completely perspiring. He wanted to strike. Laura cried, no, you are lying. The rockets will come back. Instead, he stroked Laura's head against him and said, the rockets will get through someday. Get through means gain a pass. रसाई हासिल कर लेंगे, आ जाएंगे. Father, what will we do? Go about our business. Go about our business. अपना काम करेंगे. Of course. Raise crops and children. Wait, keep things going until the war ends and the rockets come again. The two boys stepped out onto the porch. Children, he said, sitting there, looking beyond them. I have something to tell you. We know, they said. He looked with dismay at their house. Even the house, the wind's done something to it. The airs burnt it. The fog at night, the boards all warped out of shape. Warped out, बिगड़ जाना, शक्ल तब्दील हो जाना. It's not an earthman's house anymore. Oh, your imagination. He put on his coat and tie. I'm going into town. We have got to do something now. I'll be back. Wait, Harry, his wife cried. But he was gone. Okay, gentlemen. Now I'll give you two paragraphs for translation, which you will do as practice. The first one is first paragraph. The rocket metal cooled in the meadow winds. This one and the second paragraph. Okay. First two paragraphs. This will make up one paragraph and then come down. The wind blew as if to flake away their identities. This will be the second one. Okay. Please translate, and it will go till bones among the blowing lakes of grass. It will come to an end here. Please translate it into Urdu. And you have 7 to 8 minutes time for it.